Hey everybody, it's the Review Revolution, welcoming you back again to part 4, Thursday's edition of Green Lantern Week. Hope you guys have been having fun, hope you've been entertained. I've certainly been enjoying it, but it is Thursday, so we have 2 more figures to go to wrap up. Those two being John Stewart and Guy Gardner. Being that this was the 5-pack, though, the 3 figures that have already been done were Tomari, so far my favorite, Sinestro, and Hal Jordan. Good figures all, but so far Tomar's taken the cake. The packaging, 75 years of superpowers for the DC Universe Classics line. Got the explosion in the background, and on the sides, the panels very much in the style of the single-carded figures for the DC Universe. And I said I was going to talk about it. I'm trying not to bore you here. We'll move on. On the back, we have each of the 5 figures that were in the box. Hal Jordan, again, as I said, was the first one. Sinestro we did next. Just got done with Tomari yesterday. John Stewart and Guy Gardner, last ones to do. Won't go over their bios, though it would be interesting to have something more to go by as far as what the comics are about. I kind of talked a little bit a couple of days ago with Sinestro, but yeah, the comics, each of these comics certainly have an appropriate reason for being shown next to these characters, and it would have been nice for them to explain that a little bit more. Otherwise, just like a random assortment of issues next to it. It didn't make a whole lot of sense. But not going to read the bios. Not yet. We'll wait till we get the figure open. I will read the Green Lantern Oath, all together now. In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power, Green Lantern's light. Hope you guys did better on that than I did. But for now, this is just a real quick look at the box. We'll take a moment, pop open the next figure, and have some fun. Stick around. Alright everybody, we're back, and I kind of rushed through the beginning part of this video because of the fact that John Stewart, the Mosaic John Stewart, is the next figure in the set, in the box. Next one we're getting to, and there's a lot to talk about around the Mosaic. First off, his bio, same bio that was on the Wave 11 series. When Green Lantern Hal Jordan was incapacitated en route to a JLA adventure, his power ring selected John Stewart to be Hal's alternate peacekeeper of Space Sector 2814. Honest and utterly without fear, John was eventually awarded his own power ring and full-time status as a Green Lantern in his own right. He continues battling evil as a Green Lantern, his dedication earning him full membership in the JLA. Okay, that's the bio on him, on John. Now, John Stewart was always used as a bit of a social commentary character. Always used him to do social commentary, and for that, John has gone through a lot of stuff. He's gone through a lot of BS. Both back at home, there was a whole issue dedicated to the apartheid in a made-up country in the DC Universe that John was faced with. So there was the social commentary of apartheid. Later, John had the trauma of his wife being killed. So having him dealing with the trauma of losing his wife. But nothing worse. Nothing worse happened to John Stewart than the Mosaic, the outfit by which this figure is based off of. One thing that you'll might read a lot about, you probably know that the Mosaic was a time on Oa in which one of the Guardians, Appa Ali Apsa, the old man they called him, had pulled cities from different planets all over the universe and populated Oa with those cities and the people. And the reason for that is because when the Guardians left, when they all abandoned Oa, Apsa was the only one who stayed behind. Apsa was the one who, with Ollie and Hal, the Green Arrow and Green Lantern, traveled across the country on Earth, and Apsa got to see kind of life off of Oa, life happening on other worlds with people, mortals. And it completely changed his perspective. And he was always a bit of a black sheep among the Owens or the Guardians. Now, after the Guardians left, and he was the only one to stay behind to manage the power battery, he was alone on Oa for a long while. So long that he eventually went crazy. And that's when he pulled all those cities to Oa and made himself a world so he couldn't be lonely anymore. Well, John went to Oa to try and figure out what was going on and try and settle the situation. And it was there that he was forced to join minds with Apsa. A forced mind meld of such. And John went through yet another period of just total insanity. It finally resolved itself where Apsa was defeated by the other Guardians when they returned, but John was left on Oa first off to recover, but also to manage this new world of various races. They weren't sent back originally. Oa was going to be a patchwork world of races and people. The story never really went anywhere. It went for a few issues, and then eventually things sort of went off into another direction with Parallax and that whole thing. So eventually all the planets went back to their worlds, and that all kind of sorted itself out. But that whole period, John was going through yet another total insanity, total crisis of mental stability. I'm telling you, poor John has been just used and abused as a Green Lantern. That it still amazes me that they show these stories with him on TV and so forth, and they just sort of skim over that. They just kind of gloss over the fact that poor John has had so much psychological trauma in that book that it's amazing he can even still stand. Looking at his figure, though, first thing you'll notice is that it's the exact same head as the Wave 12, exact same head, but of course completely different costume. And even though the Wave 12 is the modern version, and it kind of has the metallic wristbands, darker color, despite all that, I do like the Mosaic better. After the Guardians did leave, it was pretty common that the Lanterns would pretty much don their own costumes. They wouldn't wear the standard Green Lantern uniform that Hal Jordan and Kilowog had. And this one actually I do like. It's actually pretty good. It still captures the theme of the center, kind of center core of the battery, with the triangle come off top and the line up here at his neck. But it is different, and it looks good. I love the paint job on it. It looks fantastic. Got the metallic green ring. Lines are very clean, very good. This is much more in the style of the costume that he shared with. Stay there. Not 100%, mind you, but very, very similar to the outfit that he shared with Katma Tui when they were married. Let's see if we can stand up. Again, you can tell they're not exact, but with the line coming down into the waist, and then of course the color across the shoulder, very, very similar. That's another reason why I do like this one, because it makes these two pair up a lot better than the other one did, because that's the way they did look. They shared costumes. So, not an exclusive figure necessarily. There's been previous John Stewarts, but this is definitely the better of the two. The one that actually came out of the 5-pack. Now, just like his Wave 12 counterpart, the head just turned side to side. No up and down, really. Shoulder comes out. twists at the bicep. Well, twist comes out, twist to the shoulder, twist to the bicep, elbow, and wrist. And that does twist. Does have his crunch, very well done crunch. Leg comes up, out, twist to the thigh, knee, and foot, which this one's a bit tight. Now, I don't think it's going to take much pointing out that all of the figures, everyone from the Hal Jordan here to Jon Stewart, have all been just basic bodies. This is no different than the reuse of the bodies that we would see in a a Target or a Walmart exclusive wave of figures. Well, because it is a Walmart exclusive, it's all the same figure, even down to the hand with the ring. You know, it's not even like Sinestro had his ring on his left hand. All the same, just different paint jobs and different heads. Being that Sinestro, Tomar, and Hal Jordan all came in the same outfit, I mean, it kind of made sense for them to do so. But having Jon in this particular paint outfit, very nice, very good. I really do like it. I have to say, I'm glad to have gotten this Jon Stewart. Much better than the original one, I think. Now, he does, of course, come with a silvery metallic lantern, which will probably go better with the Jon Stewart here with his metallic wristbands, who doesn't have an open hand. Another difference in the sculpting. But be that as it may, now that one doesn't want to stand up anymore. We'll just go ahead and put him with his lantern until he takes his place with the other core members. Jon Stewart, being that it's a different kind of paint job, better paint job than the original one came with, and much nicer application on the white and the green. Not as faint as or dusty as the colors that came off the ones that have been done so far. Jon Stewart now takes Tomar Reed's place as my favorite in the wave. Definitely one of the best. Hope you enjoyed watching. Stick around. Tomorrow is Friday. Got a double feature coming up, and we'll be wrapping up Green Lantern Week. So rate, comment, subscribe, join the revolution. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.